Hi, boys and girls. It is time for our math. And our math today is, if you've looked at your packet and your worksheets, you'll see pennies. So yes, we are learning about pennies today. And I know we've already done some money, but today we're just going to do pennies. So I have a penny book I'm going to read. And it has some facts about the pennies, because there's some things that we already know about the penny. But I will read it, and then we will talk more about pennies. Okay. And I'm not going to do the pictures. The pictures aren't very exciting because it's just facts. So, these are pennies. Pennies are made of copper and zinc. Copper is a kind of a metal. Abraham Lincoln is on the front of the penny. You guys know that. We have learned that. And he was which president of the United States? The 16th president of the United States. So Abraham Lincoln is on the penny, and the Lincoln Memorial is on the back of the penny, and we have learned about that also. The memorial is the building that they built to remember Abraham Lincoln and the great things that he did as a president. And the Lincoln Memorial is they built the memorial in the big building, is a statue in Washington, D.C., and it was built to honor Abraham Lincoln. So it's a big statue of Abraham Lincoln sitting in his chair. And pennies are made by the United States Mint. And not minty like your toothpaste. Mint is where they print the money. And the United States Mint is part of the government. The United States Mint makes lots of pennies every year. If you look really closely at a penny, it has the year it was made on it. And a penny is worth 1 cent. And it takes 100 pennies to make a dollar. So a dollar is worth 100 cents. Many people save their pennies, and some people put their pennies in a bank. Maybe you have a piggy bank at home, and you put your pennies into it. And if you save your pennies, you can buy many things. The end. So most of those things I think we already knew about pennies. And one thing about, we called the penny, that it could be called 1 penny or 1 cent. So if we write 1 cent, it's going to look like this. It looks like a C, and then you draw a line through it. And that sign right there, just like the plus sign means something, the subtraction sign means something, the cent sign means that it's cents. It's not a dollar. It's not paper dollars. It's coins and cents. So the penny is 1 cent. So as you do your work today, everybody pull out your penny worksheet, and you will get to practice writing those numbers. So we're going to practice writing cents, but first you're going to practice writing the word penny. So trace the word penny 3 times, and then you're going to count your pennies. You're going to count your cents. So just, you guys know what to do. 1 penny is 1 cent. So when you write 1 on the line, you see the 1 and the cent sign after. And then you'll count the next rows of pennies. I will let you do that on your own. And then over here, we're going to color the penny and front and back. And let's try to color the penny the color that it is, okay? And the closest that we'll probably get is maybe an orange crayon. And I do have, there's one other special thing that you can do with, if you have a penny at home, you can ask a grown-up, or maybe you even have a penny from your piggy bank. You can take your penny, put it under your paper. You can put it right under your paper that you're working on, and you can color over the top of it, and you'll see the design of the penny coming out. And you can see Abraham Lincoln's head, and then you can flip it over, and then you can do it again. There's my penny. And you can flip it over and do it on the back, and you can do, it's called a rubbing, and you could do a rubbing because you rub your crayon over the top of the design, and then you can have Abraham Lincoln's head on one side and then the Lincoln Memorial on the other side. So go ahead and do that at the bottom of your page if you have a penny, and I'll know that you had your penny to look at home. And then we have Another paper that we're using to identify pennies, that means recognize them. So we know what the pennies look like, and look at all the flowers and find the pennies. They're trying to trick you. There's some different coins in there, and they're kind of dark, so if it's hard to see, but use your penny and hold it up next to it, and so you can match which one is a penny. So I see one right there, and I'm going to circle, and then after you've circled all the pennies, count your circles and write the number in the box. And in this paper, it's not pennies, it's just for practice. And we're just practicing our adding. And all of them are 10 plus, so you can use the number line at the bottom. And the number line goes from 10 to 20, so you can start at 10 plus 5, jump the leprechaun 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we land on 15, so you'll write 15 on your line, and do the same for all of them. Add those 10s. All right, boys and girls, and there is one more thing in your packet today, and this is a fun game for extra. It's called the penny tree. The directions are on the bottom, so a grown-up can help you. One player puts their pennies here, the next player puts their pennies there, and there's a dice on the back, like we cut out dice yesterday and we made a dice cube. Cut it out. Don't cut on the dotted lines. You'll cut your cube apart. Cut around the outside, and then you fold it up to make a dice like we did yesterday. And on your dice it has 2 words, up and down. And when you roll the dice, you're moving your penny from up in the tree or down in the tree. And then they think the player who gets all their pennies on the tree wins. Everybody got it? So have fun using your pennies, and think about, what could you buy with 1 penny? I don't know very many things that you can buy with 1 penny, but I want you guys to think about it, and then if you save your pennies, you can buy a whole lot more. All right, boys and girls, have fun with your pennies, and I'll see you in a little bit for reading.